Very good morning to everyone. Today we are going to discuss about the topic of understanding the hypervisor. Hypervisor or the virtual machine monitor that enables the numerous virtual operating systems to be running simultaneously in a computer system. We can able to run more than one operating system virtually in a computer system, that is said to be your hypervisor. And then these hypervisors or the virtual machines are also referred as the guest machines, and they share the hardware of the physical machines like memory, processor, storage and other related resources. So in order to simultaneously run all the operating systems in a single computer system, the VMware plays a role here to share the hardware, and then the memory as well as the related resources will be shared, which makes the hypervisor to function their work efficiently. So by doing this, the hypervisor improves and enhances the utilization of the underlying resources. And then the hypervisor isolates the operating system from the primary host machine. The job of the hypervisor is to cater to the needs of a guest operating system and to manage it efficiently. So what the guest operating system needs, the needs will be managed efficiently, and it will be provided with the help of the hypervisor. And then each virtual machine is independent and do not interfere with each another, although they run on the host machine, the same host machine, which means that what they are specifically point out in the sense means here when we are simultaneously executing the multiple operating system in the same machine, one operating system won't depend upon the other. So that is the independence which is given for the virtual machine in case of the hypervisor. And then even at times of the virtual machine crashes or any other issues it faces, the other virtual machines will be functioning normally. So that's a good work which is provided by the hypervisor. So it provides a fault tolerance. So if any one of the operating system gets failed also, it won't affect the other operating system. And then the next we are going to see about the types of hypervisor. So here totally two types of hypervisors will be there. One is of type 1 hypervisor and then the other one is of type 2 hypervisor. In type 1 hypervisor, the type 1 hypervisors are bare metal hypervisor, so that are deployed directly over the host system hardware without underlying any operating systems or software. So it won't depend upon any software or any other operating system. So this is a specialty over the type 1 hypervisor. So some of the examples of a type 1 hypervisors are the Microsoft Hyper-V hypervisor, and then VMware ESXi and Citrix Zen server. So these are the some of the examples of type 1 hypervisor. And then this is the diagram for the type 1 hypervisor. So in the type 1 hypervisor, I told that the type 1 hypervisor is otherwise called as bare metal, and then the type 2 hypervisor is called as a hosted. So in the type 1 hypervisor, so here the hypervisor which makes the several operating system to run simultaneously, and then it uses the hardware to share the resources. So this is of the bare metal. And then here in the type 2, it will be as the same as well as of type 1, but along with that we will be having one more OS which has intermediate between the hypervisor as well as the hardware. So this is about the type 2 hypervisor. So now we are going to see detailed about the type 2 hypervisor. So this type 2 hypervisor is otherwise called as hosted hypervisor. So that runs as a software layer within a physical operating system. So the hypervisor runs as a separate second layer over the hardware, while the operating system runs as a third layer. The hosted supervisors include parallel desktop and VMware player. So that is here they are saying that what are the hosted hypervisors they are mentioning is parallel desktop and VMware players are the some of the type 2 hypervisors. So here the actual usage of hypervisors we are going to see. So what's the role of the hypervisors in the cloud computing is it is not just limited in controlling over the data center, but also it is used to it is also now used in the storage hypervisors. For the purpose we are using it. So the function of the storage hypervisors is it is used for creating the centralized storage pool by using the virtual storage resources. So by using the virtual storage resources, the main thing is that it can reduce the concern regarding the physical location of the storage. That is, we don't know. The thing is that wherever the data can be, you don't need to bother about that. You will be fetching the data from the storage pool, which is of the centralized one, through the storage hypervisors. You will be getting the data. And then the implementation of the hypervisors is the ability of the host system to run the multiple guest VMwares by virtually. The server is greatly enhanced. So the implementation of the hypervisors is that we need to run the multiple guest virtual machines through the virtual. By doing the virtualizing, the server is enhanced greatly. And then what is the role of the hypervisor in cloud computing is the hypervisor are the most advanced technology that has the capability to handle all the resources effectively in the cloud computing. So this is what we have discussed in the first slide itself. That is for multiple operating systems which need to be operated simultaneously in a single machine. If it need of any hardware or any resources, it can able to share the resources. So that's what the hypervisor will be working of. And then the use of the hypervisor in cloud emerges from the fact that it is able to meticulously provide the CPU resources from one cloud account to the another cloud. So this is what happened in the hypervisor. So far we have discussed about the role of the hypervisor in a cloud computing. So what you learn from that hypervisor is that the work of the hypervisor is it makes the multiple guest operating systems to run simultaneously in a single computer system. So here all the virtual machines will be connected through the hypervisors. So the hypervisors work is to reduces the storage capacity, because everything will be operated remotely, and then through a centralized pool we are getting the resources. So and then we have seen about the types of hypervisors, and then the benefits of the hypervisors we have seen. So that's all about the session. I hope that you have understood about the hypervisors. Thank you.